Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rod of Seven Parts. We're gonna stream some stuff this morning, which should be loads of fun. And here I am. All right. Hi there. This is a D&D prep stream where I use you guys to help me do some prep. For my streaming game, which is on Wednesdays, the Rod of Seven Parts. So we are going to do that this morning. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sadly, okay, so here's the deal. Before we start, this is going to be the last time we do this on YouTube. And I know, especially like Victor, he was telling me that he doesn't like Twitch. But I've been trying to get streaming to be successful on the YouTube channel for a while now, and it's always hurt the channel. I think people get notifications that I'm going live and they're like, what? And they unsubscribe, or it's just not generating the kind of stuff that I want. I know a lot of other YouTubers seem to have success with it. I'm not really sure what their magic is, but talking with friends of mine and other streamers and stuff, they were saying you should definitely just do this on Twitch. So this will be the last time we do this on YouTube, but I will be continuing the series into the foreseeable future on Twitch. So that's twitch.tv/Jordan, Jorphdan. You can go and follow me there, and that's where we're going to be. So I have a lot of stuff prepared for next session because we didn't. I always feel like we're going to get farther, and then sometimes we don't get as far. But for this one, we're going to recap what we have done, and then we will prep maybe a little bit more. I got to have some other stuff. So yeah, your ISP doesn't like it. I'm sorry, Victor. All right. Moving on. Sorry, Amos, I have not checked out your podcast, but you have been talking about it. So let us switch over to our other view. I did a recap of last week. They met Kieran, the young silver dragon who wants the giants gone from his home mountain. His parents are attempting something to get rid of the giants. He doesn't really know their plan or where they went. So that is another mystery. Thank you, Chris. I did not call my mom, but we did have a Mother's Day celebration on Friday, but that is a good point. Happy Mother's Day to all of the wonderful mothers out there, including my gorgeous wife, who is a fantastic mother to a dog, a cat, and our son. And I will, yes, so we kind of celebrated Mother's Day early, but I will give a call to my mother. Thank you. Good PSA. Good PSA. So we have the mystery of the dragon. So I'm going to put that into our things that we need to fix. So mystery of the dragon parents. And I'm also going to put dragon treasure hoard ? Because they know if there's a dragon. Amos. Amos? Not A, but Amos. Okay. And then they also met two elves, Scylla and Rusa, who told them to go hunt spiders with a magic sword. In return, they would grant them entry into the giant wedding. I'm going to put giant wedding between a cloud giant groom and a fire giant bride. Our heroes took out some spider fiends with the sword. We'll say with the sword, rather clutch. It was kind of cool. And then decided to rest for the night on the mountain. Ideally, Scylla and Rusa will find them the next day and take them to the top of the mountain. So that's kind of what we need. Mystery of the dragon parents, dragon treasure hoard ? Who are Scylla and Rusa? What is going on with the giant wedding? Where is the rod fragment? These are all questions that my players have right now that we potentially need to answer going forward. So scrolling back up, we did a lot of awesome stuff earlier. So we had a spider fiend fight. They did this one because that was when they went to go look for spider fiends. They haven't got to the castle yet, but they met the young dragon. His parents. He offered them, or he gave them a potion of giant size and a giant slayer sword. And I think, did he give him money? I can't quite remember. Yes, Lido. So that is also yeah. So how YouTube works is if you want it to be a video that is going to what's the word? If you want it to be a video that rather than just going live, you can create a sub video on YouTube rather than like just the live stream. And because I take these videos and then I archive them, I set up, hey, here's my like, I'm going to go live thing. And I do that an hour before. So Lido, that's why it pops up and it says, hey, you're live, but I'm not actually live. It's an hour wait. That's like the precursor video. And I could do it like 5 minutes before, but I always felt like, I don't know, just an hour, but that's good feedback. Good to know that you guys are getting pinged, and maybe that's another reason people don't generally like it. And it's kind of early in the morning, especially for Pacific Coasters. So I was going to roll some random items from the DM's guide if they try to actually find the what is it? If they try to find the dragon horde. And we have some dogs running in. It's very, very chaotic here at the house. We have 2 elves that they met. Yes, BK Dan, the rod fragment is a hairpin that the mother of the bride is wearing, and she can use it to do all kinds of interesting stuff. Well, she can cast haste, basically. That's what the next rod fragment does. Now, Scylla and Rusa have been they're not invited to the wedding, but they are in agreement with the giants. I can't use my words. So who are Scylla and Rusa? They are mercenaries that have been hired by the cloud giants to get rid of these spider fiends. To ensure, to get rid of these spider fiends, to ensure a successful wedding. They can get them into the ceremony. There's a whole subsection of that. Yes, Amas. I do check my Jordan emails. So that's JORPHDAN @gmail.com. You are welcome to send me something. I will try to get back to you. They can do what they're saying. They're lying that they are wedding guests because they've been hired actually, but they can get them into the wedding. So it's kind of a catch-22. So if they don't try to rob them, which I think they really want to do, I think they really, really want to take that flying carpet from them. We'll see if that happens. There might be a big, but they are being truthful in that they can get them into the ceremony. If we go back up, so these guys have a lot of magic items. It's pretty cool. The sword of spider slaying, things like that. Now we have the floating cloud giant castle. The couple doesn't really want to get married. Ciri has the hairpin. They could negotiate for it. The giants are wearing some very expensive stuff, possibly a ring of protection. I did this one earlier. So I'm going to put a little note here. That was taken care of. Or, yeah. Players have this item. And I will put a little... I'll do that. Last week we were talking a lot about how to make how I wanted to have the Cloud Giant Castle, and I decided I was making it too complicated for Theater of the Mind. So we're literally going to have a large open area for the wedding reception, and there's stairs that go up to a few smaller chambers that have the bride, and Scylla will be walking around, and basically they can ask people what's going on. So now guests that are going to be there are 2 stone giants that are actually the silver dragons polymorphed. We got that from the adventure. The 2 elves are there if they're alive, which they are. The cloud giant, father and mother of the groom, the mother of the bride, the groom, the cloud giant groom, and the fire giant bride, and then a whole bunch of Aarakocra that are actually simulacra, which we got from another adventure. And I think that's going to be a fun tie-in to Rikiri, because they're not actually Aarakocra, but she'll have some kind of like, why are there Aarakocra here? So I like that. We have a couple cloud giant servants. We have some ogres, trolls, lots of griffins, and fire giants. So, yeah, sorry, Amos, you can't spam the channel that much. And so this is kind of encounters that they can run into. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to start, can I start a new line, or does it start at, yeah, it starts there. Okay, so we need to go boom, boom, and then boom. There we go. So we have we have that, which is what we want. And so, like I said, I had a lot of this. I'm going to just play it by ear. But they're going to potentially have these encounters, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen. We're going to play it by ear. But I think they're going to want to take the flying carpet, and I'm trying to think of, they can ride the griffins out of there. So we'll say, here's something that we can work on today. Escape the cloud giant castle. So, you know, if stuff gets real. Yeah, exactly. The, sorry, Lido. Yeah, the Acquisitions Incorporated used this, and it was funny because I was talking about it with my patrons. My cat is going crazy. I was talking about it with my patrons, and they were like, "Oh, like the Acquisitions," and I had forgotten that Acquisitions Incorporated had done that, or used the Rod of 7 Parts in things. So it was kind of fun. The players need to go to the wedding in order to, that's where the rod fragment is pulling them, because the next rod fragment is there. The mother of the bride is using the rod fragment as a hairpin. So I could grab some info from 3.5 Heroes of the Wild. Yeah. These aren't typical Aarakocra, Joshua. They're going to be simulacra, but I like the idea that Rikiri can, because Rikiri doesn't know what it means to be an Aarakocra, because she was raised not with other Aarakocra. So that's the idea. But let's work on Escape the Cloud Giant Castle, if stuff gets real. So there are griffins that they can take. Trolls guard griffins. So say griffins can be flown out. Steal the magic carpet from the elves. Just run down the mountain. And I'm trying to think of what else. What other interesting things? If they had the rod fragments combined, I think they could fly with that. But they decided to go here rather than the other one. So Featherfall, there you go. Hopefully they'll prep Featherfall. I got 2 wizards and a warlock. It's like crazy how much magic is going around. And 3 counterspells. So everybody's upset about counterspell videos, and I have a game with 3 counterspells. I love it. Okay. So run down the mountain. We need encounters. So we have these up here, but during the like cacophony of, actually, we'll say this. So escape from cloud. So I'm thinking. The bride and groom don't want to get married, causing a fight between the cloud and fire giants. Our heroes stuck in the middle. Is that what we want to do? I don't know. I don't know. Let's look at the adventure. So going to our adventure, we are in uninvited guests. This is, we've done all this. We've done this. We've done this. The exterminators slew a pair of stone giants. Okay, so the, the stone giants that our friends found are actually, were killed by the adult silver dragons who are now polymorphed into them. So the elves are lying. They think they want money. We've got Rusa. Yeah. So, oh, the dragons are going to attack. That's right. So, 2 days after dinner is served, alarm bells ring inside the castle. And then I didn't need to use a lot of this because of that, but I think we're not gonna like make it up, but yeah, I like the inner fight of the two of them. So I've got too many windows. Okay. So we're gonna keep this. Heroes stuck in the middle. Fighting, or infighting basically. Infighting with giants. Hopefully our heroes get asked questions about why they are here. I spin this that the other giants are using our heroes to steal or subvert the other giant. So when they're like, why are you here? We want that hairpin. The fire giant accuses the cloud giant of you sent these people to steal from me when we're trying to merge our houses and blah. And so just like a big cacophony fight going on. Meanwhile, 2 adult silver dragons will attack the roof, ripping a hole and causing more damage because the dragons are trying to get rid of the giants. No, there are no dumb questions. The Charger of Ways, well, I guess there could be, but that is not a dumb question. You're fine. Giants are, like hill giants are dumb, but cloud and fire giants are not necessarily dumb. So, yeah. The cloud giants are above the fire giants in the ordning, but I think the ordning was created post this adventure, or this adventure was just kind of like, I don't know, I want giants. So again, we're going off of this adventure. Ripping a hole, causing more damage. Yeah, our heroes need to exit, but we'll say with the rod fragment. How are they going to get it? How do they get it? That's up to them. So, if the dragons are coming, the fire giants are infighting, what else can we do to make this the worst situation for our players? And that is add more spider fiends. So spider fiends will also appear. And in the last episode, we had portals to the abyss open up and tentacles came out. Now, those tentacles are part of the adventure. That is actually the Queen of Chaos herself that is reaching through trying to find the rod fragment. And I secretly want someone to lose an arm or a magic item or a leg or something. Like I want to pull it halfway through. Our friends are pulling back and the portal closes and snaps it off, because we established that earlier that like portals can cut people in half. So I'm gonna have also appear with tentacles. The tentacles go for the rod fragment. Potentially losing the fragment is possible. We're going to say that. I'm going to say it out loud. So, no, the dragons, technically the dragons aren't after the hairpin. They really just want, like, if the cloud giants and the fire giants combine their houses, the dragons are going to be in the middle of two giants that are now not infighting. So they want to break up this marriage because it'll be like you're just making the giants too powerful. And typically giants and dragons don't get along. Yeah. Why not both the arm and the weapon? Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. So now we have encounters. So we're going to have, I'm just going to write this down kind of quick, but like we need some cloud and fire giants, some Aarakocra simulacra. And I have these all kind of previously above. Maybe trolls. We'll put trolls. And then adult dragons. Adult silver dragons. I gotta remember silver dragons. And then spider fiends. Fiends with tentacles. Now, I don't know if I will use all of these. And perhaps we'll roll initiative and I'll say, here's what you see. And then, I don't know how, I want to do a big fight. So maybe I need to have, maybe a random, okay, maybe a table of random effects. So, yeah, there is the prosthetic limbs, Victor. You're right, from Rising from the Last War. So that could be fun. Like, that could be a whole adventure in itself. Although, I don't know if I told you guys, but like I told my players that I wanted the campaign to go like 8 or 9 months, and they're going a lot slower than I anticipated. So I'm kind of like, yeah. So, no, Exorcist, I'm not going to implement my counterspell rules because my players like how counterspell works, and I'm surprised. I don't super hate counterspell. What I don't like is that your reaction can take away an action, but I do like that players feel strong when they counterspell an enemy. So in my game, I don't think what I'm going to do is, if I do have a caster, I'm not going to counterspell my players because it just feels cheap to me. So yeah, the Blade Singer gets wounded by the tentacles. No, yeah, I mean, that BK Dan, those are good things. That's just what we need to let dice rolls do. So I'm going to roll randomly. So, sorry, going back to encounters, I think I need a random table of effects. So we could make a table, probably maybe a D10 table, that is what crazy things happen. Actually, let's do 2d6. So let's do a 2d6 table of a fight. What's the word I'm looking for? 2d6 table of fightness. So number 1 would, oh wait, we start at 2. So 2 to 12. So 2 would be, really, oh, see, I gotta say like a giant falls down on top of the party. Roll a DC 15 dex save or get crushed, 4d10. 3 is, I don't know, what else we got? What other things do you think would be good? Granted, I think it's 5 through 9 are more likely because of the way 2d6 works. So we want the extremes on the end. Like, I think number 12 needs to be Silver Dragon Flyby Breath Attack. Yeah. Does magic make the prosthetic work like machinery, or it's a yeah? Add 3 NPC casters with counterspell. I'm not. Yeah, this is not an original adventure. Or sorry, this is not Jordan wrote the adventure. I'm modifying a 2nd edition adventure called The Rod of 7 Parts to work with Forgotten Realms and 5th edition. So, take care, Joshua. Stay safe. All right, so Silver Dragon Flyby Breath Attack. We're going to say number 3 is, I don't know. I might have to come up with these later. I think like 6 should be like Spilled Wine, Dex 15 save, or Fall Prone. Yeah, that's what I want, BK Dan. I want like I want them to have an encounter in order for them to escape. And so I think, yeah. And so maybe we'll have like what's another 11? Tentacle grabs PC and pulls them, I don't know, 10 feet into the air. I like this though because I like random tables, and so I think it would be kind of fun to be like, yeah. So, see you later, the Charger of Waste. Thank you for dropping by. What's some other status effects? We could do blind. What would blind them? What other things could we do? Difficult terrain. We could have them fall prone. What am I thinking of? What am I thinking of? There's something here that I'm not thinking of. No, this is not set in 2nd edition. This is just set in modern day. So there's like a modern day Faerun. So a lot of the other adventures that could have happened have happened, potentially. We're not referencing them totally, but like, for instance, they went to Baldur's Gate and a lot of the stuff with Descent into Avernus happened. We established that. So... I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was looking up spell effects. So if we go to game rules, spells, what do we want? We want save required. We'll say dexterity. And conditions. Actually, I want a blind condition. What spells do blind? And we're just going to get these for ideas. So blinding smite, blindness, deafness, color spray, contagion, Divine Word, heal, aura, holy weapon. We could have some good things happen too. I didn't even think about that. That could be fun. Like, what if, what if just the chaos magic is going crazy here? What could, another debuff, stun. What could, maybe a mass heal? I don't know. Ooh, 700 hit points? No, thank you. That's an eye level spell. What am I doing? Poisoned, restrained, stunned, unconscious, prone, petrified, paralyzed. Poison could work. We could say that maybe. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go back here and we'll say abyssal ooze comes from a portal. Roll DC 15. I'm just going to use 15 for everything. Con save or be poisoned. I like this one. The giant falls down. What are some more giant stuff we could do? Giant size alcohol. Blind you for a moment. Maybe. What else is at a wedding? Flowers. Maybe dragon breath attacks, or we'll do this, hits enemies. They take I don't know, like 3d10 cold damage. And we'll say giant club comes down DC 15 or 3d8. 2d8 damage. Something could catch fire. Fire giant sets tablecloth on fire. Wall of fire spell in effect. I like that. Spilled wine fall prone. Rice. Okay. Rice thrown in the air. Difficult terrain. I like that. Accidental food fight. I like food fights. A roasted rock falls from the table. What could be? What about what about necromancer casts animate dead on a roasted rock? Let's it's just so stupid it could work. Sources, game rules, monsters. Rock. Yeah, here we go. A gargantuan monstrosity. Reanimated roasted rock. Thank you, Victor. That is the words that I needed. I like this idea a lot. Yeah. So, reanimated roasted rock. We'll call it the 3R. We'll give it the undead things and things like that. Yeah. Dwarf fortress. Yeah. Flood from a broken keg. Yes. Flood of beer on the floor. Could we use the tidal wave spell for that? I like that idea. And I think what I'll do is if I re-roll the same one, I'll just pick above and below for the next one. So we'll keep it interesting. Where was I going? Spells. I want spells. Nope, I don't want that. I want spells. Sources, spells. All spells. Tidal wave is the one I'm looking for. Tidal wave. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll say, we'll say a beer tidal wave. We'll say beer tidal wave. Suddenly appears illusionary image of a demigoddess who aims the target to collect flowers and eat them. Okay. So that's fun. So yeah, this will make the last attack kind of cool. And then potentially they could do this. I think I'm going to wait on what they're fighting until, or maybe until I know. So I'll do this later. I'm going to, based on their interactions with the wedding, I think we're gonna have probably a mixture of these monsters. But yeah. Well, let's look at tidal wave. Do they make a con check? So it says you conjure up water, blah blah blah. Each creature makes a dex save. On a failure, they take 48 bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't knocked prone. So depending on if they're flying, which I imagine some of them will be flying and what have you, it'll extinguish flames. So this could also extinguish the wall of fire that I was doing earlier. We'll say Dex 15 or 48 damage, fall prone. Fire giant sets tablecloth on fire. We might do a wall of fire effect with that. What does wall of fire do? And that is 5d8 fire damage. So we're getting, it's a lot of damage, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a booze wave. Hey-oh. Yeah, we'll say wall of fire. That just makes more sense. What do we need to do? Okay, so I did this last time where I didn't prep. What are they gonna do? And then afterwards. So, whoops. Okay, so I have this. Boom. Okay. Oh, dang it. I need to... my formatting is all different. No, crime and nitly. 5. Can I do that? Okay. So for 5 here, we're gonna say afterwards. They're going to want to go to what is it? Candlekeep, or they might want to go back to Baldur's Gate. They also go to Candlekeep, Baldur's Gate. I don't know what else. Or next rod fragment pull. So where's the next rod fragment? Have I established that? All the way back at the top here. NPCs, monsters, characters, recap. So I don't think we have established where the last one is, or where the next one is. Sorry. They did all this. So this is all, this is like, I've got all that stuff. So going back here, we can do Candlekeep, which is up above. We can do Baldur's Gate again. I'm not going to pull a lot of encounters there. The next rod fragment is going to be in this next section. So it's going to be... The rod's 4th and 5th fragments have been joined. The Jackalware Asaf Abdul Anat, the current owner of the segments, never had... Let me get this a little bigger for you. Had never had the opportunity to learn anything about the rod before becoming petrified by a Medusa. Asaf makes a good statue and now graces a room in the abandoned caravanserai that is home to a band of evil John and Medusa, led by a pair of Ifrit. The two Ifrit are these people. They have come to the prime material plane to gather slaves for sale on the City of Brass. They have assembled an impressive array of servants, including the Medusa and Jan, plus an imp, several methods. They blah, blah, blah. The band's base is Caravanserai, they seized early in their career. The unlucky traveler who stumbles upon the place finds himself under assault by a Medusa, Mephits, and genies. So far, no one has seen their lair and escaped. The occasional survivor of one of their raids reported seeing a band of howling spirits. The tales are so fanciful. Oh, also, actually, I should go back here for a second. If they go to Candlekeep, side quest to get the rod fragments to be bound together. Basically, they need a hair of a Rakshasa and Quaddle? Something like that. I have it up there. Yeah, Quaddle. So, the Queen of Chaos has not gotten any rods yet. That has been, she has not. So potentially the players will always get to it first, and the Queen of Chaos will like show up. If the Queen of Chaos grabs a rod fragment and pulls it through, that's when things get bad. So, searching for this area is located in Rocky Valley, about 900 miles from the Giant's Castle. There is no map of the surrounding desert. So for this, I was going to use, I think, the Anorak Desert, which is way too far away. Well, maybe not. Where are we at? Where are we at? There's Baldur's Gate, Sunset Mountains. We could just go up here. I like this. So we'll go up to the Anorak Desert, to the Sayadar. What is it? Sayaya. Sayaya. DDAR. We don't have information other than it's in Anorak. Okay. So I'll research this a little bit more, but yeah, so it's going to be up here, and we'll basically follow the same thing that they're going to do this. Randomly, the legend lore, they don't have that. If your party visits a sage or other knowledgeable PC, preparations with the party. First, each PC must consume a gallon of water a day. So we're going to do some checks like that. Constitution checks could be fun. Armor is very uncomfortable. I think the only one wearing armor is Siren. No, Lagwin's wearing armor too, so we could do that. Dark sun setting stuff could be fun. And then I think, yeah, we'll save that for next week. But I think that can work. So yeah, I think the Anorak Desert's a good choice too. It's going to be lots of fun. Yes, Gorlan, great minds think alike. So pulling the rod fragment through, that's her purpose for pulling the rod fragments. And if she gets part of a player in, we're going to say that the rod fragment was taken. So we'll see. So the next rod fragment pulls to the Anorak Desert, south, to a Afridi lair with a Medusa and other evil things. Specifically, that is on page 104. Page 104 of the adventure. Baldur's Gate, more info on the... what is it? More info on the Orrery, and how it can be powered on. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children and mice, hamsters of all ages. I think I have what I want for this upcoming episode. So going back here, Mystery of the Dragon Parents, hiding out as stone giants that were killed earlier. Dragon Treasure Hoard, roll randomly if they decide to find it. I will say it is difficult to find. That one gets answered. What is going on in the giant wedding? Giants don't want to get married, but the parents do. Stu, where is the rod fragment? A hairpin on the mother of the bride, which is Siri. I spelled birdie, bride. Okay. Well, hey everybody, thank you guys so much for coming out. This is going to be, I guess, a little shorter one because we're only going to go 45 minutes, but with all of that, I think we're good. I'm really excited for this next game. I'm having so much fun with this game, like a lot of fun. It's been really good. Again, we're going to be on Twitch starting next week. I am not going to stream this on YouTube anymore. And we can, actually, I should put this, can I do this text? Add source, add existing source. No, add a new source. And we'll say, twitch.tv/Jordan. And yeah, this is actually becoming silly. I should, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna cancel that. This is just silly. So remove that. Yes. And like I said earlier, YouTube is not as friendly. People aren't expecting live streams on YouTube, and they are expecting it on Twitch. I realize that a lot of you guys probably won't follow me to Twitch, but I encourage you to do so. Twitch will notify you when I go live if you set it up settings wise for that. We'll do it at the same time, 9 a.m. Pacific. It'll be a lot of fun. I am excited to keep doing this with you. And I'm up in the air whether or not I'm going to archive them on YouTube. If I do, maybe the Saturday Morning D&D Show channel is a better place. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But if there is a push for that, if you guys are really interested in me archiving these, let me know. Tweet at me and all those other good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week on Twitch. I'm gonna do some Mother's Day stuff, and then I'm gonna record a video on Hot Springs Island for tomorrow. And then after that, I am going to hey, we got a follower. And after that, I am going to move on and work on Wednesday's episode. Should be a lot of fun. Or Wednesday's YouTube episode. So goodbye, everybody. Take care.